All right, responsibility shifting or shifting the burden of proof. Every once in a while I'll run across somebody who has some interesting ideas regarding what the Scripture teaches, and they're not really able to substantiate their claims from Scripture very well, so they put up this impressive challenge. What they'll do is they'll say, look, this is my claim. Now, since you disagree with me, I need you to prove from the Bible that I'm wrong. And when you can't prove from the Bible that they're wrong, what they'll do is they'll use that as evidence that they're right. But this is a straw man argument. You can't do that. See, they actually need to establish that they're right, not require that you prove them wrong. The burden of proof rests with the person that's making the claim. So if they're making a claim and saying this is a true doctrine, you're not under responsibility to prove them wrong. They need to establish that they're right to begin with. The way that I've handled these people in the past is they'll pose their argument, and I'll realize the type of argument that they've got here, the straw man argument, the shifting the burden of proof off onto me. And what I'll do is I'll be like, okay, look, I believe that the moon is made out of blue cheese, and I'm like, I need you to prove from the Scripture that I'm wrong. And now, of course, you can't do that. You can't prove what the moon is made out of from the Bible, because the Bible's not an exhaustive book. It's a sufficient, and that's not important for us to know, okay? And so they realize what they're doing. The argument shuts down pretty quick. But the reason that I'm mentioning this is because when we're going through this series of presentations, in your past, people may have used this on you. They'll be like, for instance, they'll be like, well, oral sex is evil. And if you don't think that if you think that it's okay, I need you to prove from the Bible that it's okay. Prove to me that I'm wrong. I claim that it's evil, and you say that it's not, so go ahead and prove I'm wrong. And if you can't prove I'm wrong, it's evidence that I'm right. They can't do that. They're shifting the burden of proof off on you because they don't have the evidence for their claims. They're lazy. Well, let me be careful. I don't want to say that they're lazy. Sometimes they just don't realize what their argument is. It's a lazy argument. They can't prove that they're stuff. And so they want you to disprove them. It's called shifting the burden of proof. It's a very irresponsible and reckless way of establishing your claims because you never actually establish them. You base the whole weight of your argument off the fact that other people can't prove you wrong. And if this has happened to you regarding anything sexual, just keep this in mind. If there's arguments people have used to talk about anal sex or manual sex or oral sex or any type of thing, just remember that argument is lame, and don't let that influence your ideas because it's irresponsible and reckless of them, and you are under no obligation whatsoever to prove them wrong. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next presentation.